Hello, today we're going to be solving problem 4 from the 1990 AIME exam. Find the positive solution to 1 over x squared minus 10x minus 29 plus 1 over x squared minus 10x minus 45 minus 2 over x squared minus 10x minus 69 is equal to 0. So these denominators are a bit clunky, so let's look at them and see what comparisons we can make. When we examine the denominators, we see that the variable terms, the x squared terms and the x terms, have the same coefficients, so that means they're equal. In that case, because that is true, we can let one of these denominators equal to a separate variable, y, and we can express all of these fractions in terms of y, and then we can solve a much easier equation. So let's do that. So I'm just going to let y equal x squared minus 10x minus 29. In that case, we have 1 over y plus 1 over y minus 16 minus 2 over y minus 40 is equal to 0. Let's bring this term to the right hand side of the equation. So when we do that, we get 1 over y plus 1 over y minus 16 is equal to 2 over y minus 40. Now let's turn this sum of two fractions right over here into one fraction to make things simpler. So our common denominator would be y squared minus 16y. That's what we get when we multiply y and y minus 16 together. And the numerator would be y plus y minus 16. And that's equal to 2 over y minus 40. Now when we simplify the left-hand side, we will get 2y minus 16 over y squared minus 16y. That is equal to 2 over y minus 40. And now we can cross multiply to solve. So when we cross multiply this denominator and this numerator and this numerator and this denominator, we will get 2y minus 16 times y minus 40. This is the section we highlighted in red. That is equal to 2y squared, let me just write that, minus 32y. And that's the results when we multiply the green terms together. So let's expand the left-hand side of this equation right here. When we expand this, we'll get 2y squared minus 96y plus 640 is equal to 2y squared minus 32y. Now, if you notice, what's really convenient about this equation is that the y squared terms just cancel. So we don't even have to deal with any quadratics. We just have to deal with the linear equation. So what we're left with is negative 96y plus 640. That is equal to negative 32y. Okay, so, and then when we solve for y, we will get 640 is equal to 64y, which is negative 32y plus 96y. And now when we divide it by 64 on both sides, we will get y is equal to 10. But we're not done yet. What was y in the first place? Y was the denominator of the first fraction. That's what we defined y to be, right? This is y right here. Y is equal to this quadratic in x. So now we have to go back and substitute that into the quadratic. So we do have to deal with the quadratic after all, but it's not going to be that bad. So let's substitute. Y, which is 10, is equal to x squared minus 10x minus 29. Now, when we subtract 10 from both sides, we get 0 is equal to x squared minus 10x minus 39. Now, this is not so bad after all, because the right-hand side, the quadratic in x, is actually factorable. So when we factor, we'll get 0 is equal to x minus 13 times x plus 3. So x can be 13 when we set this term equal to 0, x minus 13, or negative 3 when we set x plus 3 equal to 0. Now, since the question asks for the positive solution, the correct answer is x is equal to 13. And this is the final answer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be posting more content like this very soon.